good care of yours. So today we are doing this very special session, which is related with the batch that is, starting from 11th of March 2021. So sorry, and I have my entire team along with us who would be helping you and would actually share you the right strategy, which will actually help you to clear your JIB May 2021 exam. So all those who have joined the session, I would request you to share the session as much as you can, be it Facebook or WhatsApp group or Telegram group. Also, subscribe our channel if you're new and press the bell icon so that we can notify you about all the recent updates. So along with me, I have Tarunika and I have Swati. So welcome all of you. I hope both of you are doing good.
Thank you, Priyanshu.
Thank you, Priyanshu. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So this session is all around the JIB new batch that we are launching. And I officially wanted to introduce the entire team so that all of the candidates who have been waiting for this batch may know what is this batch all about, how are we going to ensure that their JIB May 2021 exam gets cleared along with us, and we make their, this particular journey interesting. So, okay, so I'll be picking up questions one by one. All together, we'll be answering them. So guys, whatever queries you have, you can just ask us. You can ask the team. So first I'll ask one question to Tarunika. Tarunika, can you tell me about like some details about JIB and how you are going to assist them in their preparation?
Okay, thank you, Priyanshu. I think this is the fundamental question that we have for the candidates who are going to appear for the JIB exam in May 2021. So JIB, the paper that I am going to talk about is Principles and Practices of Banking, and particularly in that paper, there are 5 modules. The last one, module E, being the latest one to be introduced, which relates to ethics. And in these all the 5 modules, they are very, very pertinent and relevant to all the bankers who are going to appear. Specifically, the 2 modules, module A and the module B, which relates to the financial system, and the second one to the banking activities. That already I'm sure that a lot of people are comfortable with, because that's their daily routine in the banks and the branches. But particularly with the module C, D, and E, being the latest, and relatively the new one, where we do not have a lot of material and a lot of assistance. I think these 3 are the ones where people might struggle a bit, because that's about the technology. People who are from commerce background might not have a great hand on understanding the technical aspects. Similarly, module D relates to marketing, where a person like, my background has been MBA in finance, where we specifically studied how to do marketing of financial services, which I think is this module. Also, the ethics in the banking system. We have been studying about ethics and how it plays a very important role. So this has been added in the IIBF. So all these 5 modules where we talk about the conceptual clarity. So these 5 modules along will in total form the 100 marks paper that we have, and conceptual clarity along with how to apply that knowledge. So we all may be aware about a lot of things, but application of that knowledge is another key point. That is where we are going to assist them by giving them questions where they can apply their knowledge, and also in the mock exams.
Right. I can say that basically we'll be focusing on conceptual clarity followed by some practice question. And already we, in this particular batch, we even have mock test, right? So like we are providing them 3,600 questions. So I think that becomes a perfect package for, clearing this exam in one go, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So coming to next to Swati. So Swati ma'am would be taking care of LRB, that is your paper 3, and let's discuss from her. So Swati ma'am, how do you plan to, how do you plan to execute the paper 3 and ensure that this paper also gets cleared in one single attempt?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. So yeah, we are going to deal with legal regulatory aspects. So there are 4 modules to it. So it is a very comprehensive syllabus that JAIIB have for their exams. Due to that, every candidate gets intimidated as to how do we study so many laws, because laws are always lengthy and we don't really get that much of time to understand the entire laws. So that's why we'll prepare a study plan for them, a proper study plan, so that they know when we are going to teach which point, which law, so that they're always well prepared. We will also take on the MCQ questions and guide them what kind of questions come. And sometimes the questions becomes tricky because you don't know the entire law and you don't know the concept, how the law works. That's why we'll guide them with the MCQ questions also. Especially if we go on to module C and D, we see it covers all the laws, and it's not only banking law, it covers some extra laws also, which covers RTI, that is Right to Information Act, which covers FEMA laws, which is Foreign Exchange Management Act, which itself is a very comprehensive law, and a company law. So these laws are not exactly banking laws, but these laws are also covered in the syllabus. So we'll guide every student with each part of the law. We'll clear the concepts. Along with that, we'll take on the MCQ also, so that they know what kind of questions can be formed and they're well aware beforehand, so that they don't get any issues during the examination.
I've always felt that law is very confusing, very interesting, but along with that, it is very confusing because there's so many sections. And during my CA, classes, I have always felt that thing that law has so many sessions. It has so many sections that have to be taken care of. Right. Okay. So I will be teaching you accounts. That is your paper 2 AFB. Not only accounts, I'll be also taking care of your finance segment altogether. And my approach for this particular section is all about knowledge, right? So we will start from scratch, like we'll start from A, and slowly and gradually I'll take you to the Z level, and you can actually feel the difference. So basically, multiple candidates who join for these batches are more from science background. Many BTech candidates have been joining bank recently, and which is a problem. Why? Because a problem for BTech candidate is that accounts and finance are like so tough for them. So it is easy for all of us because we have been, learning these subjects like from class 11. But again, that's what I want to say. When I say that class 11, that we were also like that, like till 10th, we never had an exposure of commerce. So from 11th class onward, we started preparing for it, right? It was new to us. It is new to you. And I will be taking you through that entire journey, like you are studying like for 11th and 12th. So I've always treated JIB and CIB as 11th and 12th only, not in terms of the difficulty level, but in terms of conceptual level, that whatever you learn in JIB is also going to help you in CIB. So if you stay connected with us, if you learn along with us, I am sure that all three of us can ensure you conceptual clarity, followed by a good practice set questions, which will ensure your journey. And I'm sure not only you will clear this exam, but you'll clear this exam with a good knowledge, which is also actually going to help you practically in your, bank exposures. And also you can bit show off your knowledge in the bank, right? So that is more important, because PPB and law are somewhere you can show it off. Accounts mein to you cannot show much, like debit and credit. Hame pata hai, that is not a thing. But yeah, PPB and LRB are two things that any person can show off, right? Okay, so I will also share the candidates that how we are planning for this batch. So altogether, we three of us have decided that what should be a right strategy and a right procedure to ensure that you get selected. So first of all of us would be working on the conceptual part. So we will start from basic, take you to the advanced level, and followed by this conceptual clarity, you will have practice it. So me being a faculty now, but obviously as a student, I have always followed a 3-tier, process or step in order to ensure the success. And by God's grace, I would say that has worked for me, and I'm sure it will work for you as well. So first, I have always worked upon conceptual clarity, because I just feel that once the concepts are clear, this actually, this cuts the risk wala area in your life. Because if the paper turns out to be tough, then what would happen? So if you're preparing already for 60% and if the examination is tough, you are left with 40%. So this is a risky area. You can try it if you want to, if you are a risk taker, you can try this. But if you are not, and if you want to get, if you have ensured that you want to get cleared in this particular May attempt only, then I would say follow this 3-step process that we have been sharing and that we have thought, and we have drafted it in that way. So all three of us have specifically drafted this strategy for the aspirants. And I think that would be the right one, that we first work towards the conceptual part, Followed by, we will be then picking up the practice questions that would be provided to you in ebook form, right? And I think every topic would have minimum 20 to 30 questions that will actually help you to understand that what kind of concepts were taught in the class and what is your level of understanding in that case. Now what happens is, I'm not sure whether both of you would agree or not, but I personally feel that I, as a mentor, have oversimplified things for students. So whenever they ask me a question or I ask them a question, I have this problem with me that I oversimplify the question. Right. So practice karte work, you might face that issue that I oversimplify a question and then I ask you, and as a result, you give the answer. But in the examination, obviously, they are not like us. They are the examiners. So they are not going to ask you an oversimplified question, or they're not they're not going to oversimplify that for you. So in order to be prepared for that situation, you really need to actually attempt some test, maybe a mock test or a test series, which is at par with IIBF level. So that will actually ensure you a proper environment that you would be facing in your actual exam. Now imagine if you have given 30 such tests before your examination. Think about the real examination. You're never going to feel it that it was an exam. You'll feel it was a 31st mock or 32nd mock or 33rd mock. So that is a kind of environment and experience that we are planning as a team for you, like all of you. Anything you want to add? Any one of you?
I'll just add, Priyanshu, coming to the part where you said that you can show off your PPB and LRB. You know, banking is such a niche area, and we already will have bankers with us who will be joining this thing.
Correct.
Definitely. I mean, when I did my doctorate in the Indian banking sector, I visited so many banks, and I've seen how a life of a banker is so busy, so that they will not get a lot of time to, devote to their studies when they want to do it. So clearing it in the first go would require a dedicated schedule where they're well prepared. And I think that is where this batch, where we have already a well thought out session plan, where they're very clear and they will know exactly where and in what topic is going to be covered in which class, is really going to be helpful for them. So that sort of a emphasis and clarity will help them to, identify the leads in the question, which we oversimplify in the class. But the questions in the exam also, they will be able to identify where the correct answer is out of those multiple choice questions.
Correct. So already they would be practicing like 1200 questions additionally for each subject. I don't think something is going to be, left from our own area. So it is like they'll be feeling that they are giving under 24/7 ka mock only. Swati, anything you want to add?
Yeah, adding to Tarunika ma'am's point, it is very important to be well prepared. So if we see, there are so many changes also for my sector, that is law, legal, LRB side. There are so many changes also that keeps happening in the law, in the direction that RBI keeps issuing every day. So it is very difficult to keep a track of that. So the schedule plan that we'll make sure that in each topic we'll also include the recent changes that keeps happening on day-to-day basis, so that every banker is aware about that, because you never know, in the examination any kind of question keeps asking, and anything that is a very trending topic and that is a very new direction that has come up, that will definitely be a part of the exam. So for LRB, it is very important to be updated, and that's how we have scheduled our plan, and we'll be teaching each part. We'll be taking our students through each part very efficiently, so that they have no problem at all during the examination.
Correct. So I am sure that this particular batch has, like, we have so much to offer you, and right, we are very excited. Like, I am very excited for this particular batch, because many students have been, like, many aspirants have been requesting that please bring something in English, and I was so excited to meet the team and to introduce each of us, so that they get to know what are we planning, how are we, what level we are excited to get you qualified. So you just have to do one thing. You simply have to enroll for the batch, and we are actually waiting to get you qualified in your JAIIB exam, and we will again be there for your CIB as well. So that is the level of excitement that we have, that this is something that I have in my mind, that yes, all together, like we all together will help you and ensure you that yes, we get you, your selection or your dream will come true along with us, right? So that is what is the thought process going on at present. And for that, we have even curated the strategy in that way. So one thing is there in this particular thing, like now this is the month of March, right? The examination will be held in the month of May. So it will start from 2nd of May. The time is, yes, it is limited, right? And all of us will have to stretch little, like not only the mentors, because we three are ready for it and we are like super excited to do that, but you as an aspirant will also have to put in more efforts. Why I'm saying so, because it is the month of March. You, if you see, approximately you have like 2 months, and 2 months, three particular subjects that you have to cover, and with the proper strategy that you have to clear it. Like there is no second option over here. You have to clear it, right? So in that particular case, all of us will have to stretch a little. If we stretch a little at present, you'll have enough time to revise it. Maybe if you want to do a couple of revision, you have enough time to even revise your area. So for that particular revision, we have a thoda sa tough schedule, but I don't think it is it's going to hamper something. But yeah, a little more efforts over here would ensure that after May, whenever the results, like the day you give the exam, you have your results, and I'm sure that your incremented salary would justify all the efforts that you would be putting up here, right? So I think I should move towards introducing the classes that we have, or something we have to add. Should I? Okay. So fine, I'll share you the details of the batch and the entire process of enrollment, and also how you can enroll for this batch. This batch is expected to start from 11th of May, right? And let me share the details with you, and then we will discuss more about it. So the batch is supposed to start from okay, so I hope you can see my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So basically what you have to do in order to enroll for JAIIB live classes, what you have to do, you have to visit ada247.com, right? Once you visit ada247.com, on the front page, you'll find this icon called as JAIIB. You just have to click over it, and here it is. So you'll find it a little there, but towards the end, but yeah, it's written English over here, right? So also, if you're not able to find it, we have shared the link of the batch in the description, and you can easily click on that link and you'll be, you'll reach on the same page. Now let's actually read it in detail, like what it is all about. And I will also request all those, aspirants who are watching this session at present, or who will be watching it a little later, if you want to enroll for this batch, I would request you to read the details right properly before you make a purchase, right? So the batch timing would be like 7:30 to 9 and 9 to 10:30 p.m. Again, I would say why it is like that, because yes, you'll have to stretch a little so that we ensure your selection. Now the batch is starting from 11th of March 2021. In this batch, you'll be provided 30 mock tests, 200, like more than 200 ebooks, I would say, more than 140 hours of live classes. So we have just put a we don't have we have this 140 hours of live classes, which is not limited, like it is even more than that. So just we have done a number over here. Now these classes will be available in live form. Now once the live class is over, and if you have missed it, you don't have to worry. If you have even taken it, you can again watch it. Like these classes will be available even in recorded form, so you can watch it not only once, like n number of times till your exam. So all these, all these classes will be available in live form also and recorded form also once the session is over. So within though it gets uploaded in 4 to 5 hours, but again, from the security point of view, I would say that it would take max 24 hours to get this video uploaded, but it takes hardly 4 to 5 hours. Now this batch is starting from 11th of March. Altogether, there are 90 lectures. Each lecture is for 1.5 hour. The entire schedule is given over here. You could see, and you can, so basically from 11th, 12th, and 13th, there would be an introduction class, and from 15 onwards, proper classes would start, where we'll be discussing the proper subjects, or the content-based classes would start. Now, when you move ahead, you can find there are 61 plus ebooks, followed by topic-wise questions, 30 full-length mock tests that includes 3,600 questions, even more than that. And then obviously you can read the entire detail. This is the most important one. Now, if you want to enroll, right, what is the procedure? Basically, what you have to do, you have to click on view offers. Don't click on buy now, click on view offers. And so it is not even showing here, but they will ask you to put your email ID. So I would request you to be very careful while you're putting in your details, because for all the official communication or any references, we'll need your email ID. So be very careful with that. Then you might see the price right now is 15,999, and you can either use the code like DREAM. If you apply it directly, this would come to 3,999. Or what you can do is that for this particular session, because we are taking a special session in order to introduce you the entire team, we have a special code. What you can do is you can use the code Y183. So you can mark this code, use the code Y183, and you'll find that the price would further come down to 3,679. So it is a good discount if you use the code Y183. Also, it would be beneficial, and it will be more cost effective if you download Ada 24/7 app. And after, once you download the app, register yourself there with your email ID, and you will be credited with some coins once you register. So once the coins are credited, they are credited immediately. You make a purchase and select that coin. So you'll get additional off of 1% along with the code Y183. So this is like a huge discount, kind of 78% discount. If you download the Ada 24/7 app, use the coins along with the code Y183. So let me see if we have some questions. Let me check the questions. Just 1 minute. So I've shared the process, and let's take certain questions of the candidate. Okay, so yes, the classes will contain there would be live classes, that is like conceptual classes, followed by practice question. Okay, so I think there are, the couple of questions are all related with what we have covered, like how to enroll and related procedures. So anything we would like to say to the candidates, anything, any fruitful thing?
So I think my advice to everybody, or my suggestion, would be to enroll, start studying from day one. We already have roughly 5-6 weeks. That's it. So it's very important to make judicious use of this time. And because it's a dedicated batch, like not a bilingual but an English only batch, which would cater to the requirements where there are any sort of issues that students have been facing, or the aspirants that have joined batches anywhere. So I think they should just make sure that they don't miss classes, or they are well comfortable, because it's like a ladder. You finish one and then you go move on to the second topic. So that's my only thing.
Anything, Swati, want to add?
Yeah, I would just say that just be with us, and just be confident in yourself that you will be able to clear it in first attempt very easily, because we are here for you, and we'll clear all doubts in between. And you just make sure, as Tarunika ma'am said, definitely don't make sure you don't miss any classes. Otherwise, the entire flow will become a little difficult, because legal topic anyway becomes difficult when you know it when you miss a class, then you will not know what was going on in this class. So it is very important that you don't miss any class, and just make sure that you are confident and you trust us, and we'll help you through it, definitely.
Okay. So basically in December 2020, we've already, we have given 87% of the success rate. And I'm sure that we have a way, a good way ahead, and let's enhance these numbers, and I'm sure we'll be able to do that. So if you are, willing to join this batch, I would request that join it as soon as possible, because the 78% discount is a special discount specifically for this particular day, for this particular session. The links are shared, the process is being shared. Join the batch as soon as possible, because again, it would be a limited seats batch, because again, we have a lot to do, and we would actually try to focus. Now, one more thing I would like to add, that many a times when students are taking live classes, maybe at any platform, they actually face one difficulty. And if I think from a student point of view, it's a very genuine concern that while the classes are going on, they have some doubts and they have queries, because they're reading it for the very first time, or even second time for that matter. But yes, there are doubts which we want that they should be handled immediately, or they should be answered immediately. And sometimes the platform, maybe they don't allow such things, and this results more in a disappointment form of situation. And basically what would happen, that you lose the interest in what the faculty is saying, moreover and the attention basically goes on that the doubt is not clear. So how we like as Adda 24/7, how are we planning to execute this thing? So we have a very live interactive platform where the students are, not only able to type their queries, they can also do a call, right? So we enable a call feature, and it's more like a Facebook or WhatsApp call where you can call the faculty during the session or maybe at the end, however however it is organized, and you can ask your queries over the call. And this actually turns out to be a very good feature and a very interactive feature. Why? Because if see, imagine if you're in the middle of doubt, and if it is answered via call or maybe by a message, makes the session way more interesting. So that is a unique or I could say that is a USP of Adda 24/7, that we offer you such a good platform where you can ask your doubt on real time basis and you get answers of such doubts. And again, I would say and would reiterate that fact that enroll in the batches as soon as possible, because we are waiting to get you cleared and to help you in your journey and make it beautiful for you. So I think let's wind up the session over here, right?
Priyanshu, just a second. So I see there's a question which says that will this only help in JIB, or it can help in the SSC or banking preparations also?
Okay. So yeah, I would take this. So basically, there are two exams. Like the one is JIB, which is for the bankers, right? Then there is also DBF, that is Diploma in Banking and Finance, which a non-banker can attempt, right? And you can actually take the benefit of this in interviews, right? So whatever banking interviews you are going to attempt in the near future, this would help you in that. And along with this, not only in your interview preparation, but if you are a DBF qualified aspirant, and the time you join the bank, so once you have qualified the interview, you join the bank. So once you have done with your legal documentation procedure, you can you can use this DBF passing certificate for the salary incrementation. And as soon as the legal proceedings are completed, the aspirant from day one would be eligible for the incremented salary. So if you are preparing for banking, I would not say SSC, but if you're preparing for banking, you can apply this exam, and the registration are actually open as well, because they will restart from actually 6th of March. So if you are enrolling for it, you can go for DBF, which is for non-bankers, and you can avail the benefit in your upcoming banking exam, not only in terms of interview, but yes, also in the terms of incremented salary that you will be given once you qualify the JIB exam. Okay, so that is DBF, and you have completed all your legal formalities in that case. So I think any other question? Done? Okay. So fine. Thank you for joining this session. All of you, thank you for your valuable time. Thank you, Swati, and thank you, Tarunika. I hope we'll see all of them in our live batch, which is starting from 11th of March. And let's see, how many of them are joining the class, and how many of them would ensure that their success process is guaranteed kind of during these sessions, or if, along with us. So I would say good night to all of you, and thank you for joining once again.
Thank you once again, everybody. Good night.
Thank you all. Good night.